welcome back to the Farmhouse Cottage Garden. My name is Jordan, and today I'm going to show you my garden. This past 3 weeks, you guys have not seen the garden. It's been because I've been sick or whatnot, but the past 3 weeks, the garden has absolutely taken off. I can't wait to show you guys what is growing and talk to you about what's coming out and how we're going to transition through the next portion of summer. So let's go ahead and take a look at my garden. All right, so first things first is the sunflowers. As you can see, we had a ruby eclipse open up with another one that's probably getting ready to open up in the next day or two. And then this one is one of the white night sunflowers. And as you can see, she is quite beautiful. This area has changed a lot since you've last seen it. I pulled the zinnias that were in the front out because they were starting to get powdery mildew. I didn't want it to spread to the dahlias. And then this past week, I had 2 dahlias open. So that one right there is a French doll. So that one right there is the French doll, and it's absolutely beautiful. And then this one right there is the center court, and she is really, really pretty as well, and I'm excited to see her open up a little bit more. Okay, so here are the sunflowers in the sunflower bed. These are the white night sunflowers. The 2 in the back are different varieties, and I'll let you know as soon as I get over there. But all of the ones that have opened have been the white nights, so they are absolutely beautiful. I've already started a second round of sunflowers to put back here once they are done blooming. So I'm excited to have like a continuous flow of tall sunflowers right in the middle of this garden. Their herbs are struggling just a little bit. It's been pretty hot here lately. However, they're all still hanging on. Luckily, this basil right here is the only basil that hasn't tried to go to flower yet, so I'm gonna leave it in there. We have some China asters down there in that one, and then if you see in the middle right there, that is my pumpkin. So Aiden doesn't know it yet, but so far so good. It's going really well, and it's gotten really big. It has been eaten by the dogs, as you can tell, because the dogs are jerks, but it's looking really, really good. So this is the Teasing Georgia Rose, and it has basically stopped blooming, but it is growing like crazy right now. Like, look at how tall this one stem is right there. So that's craziness. And then this is my black Russian sunflower, which is supposed to be like a super tall one, so that will be pretty when it opens. We have our sweetie cherry right behind that. That's our sun gold, not our sweetie cherry, excuse me. It's our sun gold tomato. It's doing really good, producing lots of fruit, and I have to cut those down again. I topped them, and then it looks like they got away again, so I'm gonna have to do the same thing again, but they're producing really well. Then we have the first bed, which is our Dr. Witchy right here. I have some cilantro down there that I need to pick, the radish, which is gonna come out, and then we have our little flower girl zinnia, which this one, I'm actually getting ready to pull out all of the spring colored zinnias, and I'm going to replace them with, as a bee comes right by my hand, I'm going to replace them with the bright colors. So I want to throw in some more colors. So like your Senora and your, what's this one called? Senora, and this is a giant salmon, this orange one right here. So I'll be replacing all of those pink zinnias with those salmon zinnias. So these ones will come out this week. I will leave the bright colored zinnias until I'm able to actually replace the zinnias, so that way I still bring in some pollinators and things like that. This tomato right behind it is my, what's it called? San Marzano, and it is growing and it's producing lots of fruit. I'm actually getting ready to, let's see if I can get you to see that, See how they're starting to change back there on the other side? So I'm about ready to harvest my first fruit there, which is really exciting. All right, so the second bed has my favorite flowers, which is the giant Salmon Zinnia in it, right up there. So this guy will be staying until I can replace him with another one. And then we have another Dr. Wick, or not, this is my pink tie-dye tomato right here, which is doing really well. It's got some really nice big fruit right there, if you can see that. And another sucker grew up again, so I'm gonna have to top that guy. And then this zinnia will come out. And then we have another Dr. Witchy's right here, which it looked like it split a little bit, but other than that, is doing really good. This is the one I hard pruned back like probably too much, but it's okay because I have like 5 billion other ones right now. And then you can see the damage on that flower from the Japanese beetles, but this is a Senora Zinnia, and that is that pretty red, orange, like bright pink coloring on that one. So that's exciting. And then I'll replace that one as well. We also have our onions, my 2 onions in here, as well as a golden zucchini. And I cut the tops of them off to start them bulbing up a little bit more, to kind of get them out of this bed as well. So they should start bulbing up here pretty quickly. This is my sweetie cherry tomato, which just keeps putting off. I can't stay on top of the suckers. They are like out of control. It is bushed out again, so I'll have to do that another time. This has not been my favorite variety. It splits very easily, and it also takes the longest to ripen. So I think I'm gonna stick with my Sun Golds and then maybe try a new variety again next year. Now this bed over here is my cucumber bed, and as you can see, the cucumbers are jamming. We have harvested 3 cucumbers so far, and we have 2, 3, 4, 5 more right now, with more coming in. And I'm letting this one kind of take over right now. I do have some succession ones sewn back there. So once this one kind of starts to die off, then, and I'm not getting as much fruit, or I'm not enjoying it as much, I will pull this one and let the other guys kind of take over. We also have our jalapenos in here. So as you can see, this guy is loaded with jalapenos, which is really, really, really exciting. Like loaded, like there's jalapenos everywhere on that guy. And then oh, I planted some dill down there, so the dill is doing good. I cut the tops of these onions as well to get them to bulb up some more. I trimmed back the Thai basil because it was just like ridiculously taking over everything, so that got trimmed back. It's still flowering, and I'm using it for flower arrangements, and the bees love it. And then I have another zucchini. I believe this is the Coselle zucchini down there. And then my Snapdragons have just like taken off. I've cut probably 4 or 5 harvest, and this is off of just one plant that I cut the top stem off, and then they started to produce the side stems, so that's exciting. We do have some different colors now, and I'm going to show you on the other side. Okay, so different view, same bed. So those are the Snapdragons in this bed, and as you can see, we have some different colors. Like we have more of like a pink salmon, we have more of an orange back there, and this one is a white color. So that's exciting. I was waiting to cut these to show you guys, so they're looking really good. This bed, we also have our habanadas, which is yet again just absolutely full of peppers in there. I know it's hard to see because everything's green, but there's peppers everywhere in that guy, and it's huge. This is another one of the orange bell peppers that I transplanted, so I'm not expecting any fruit from this guy anytime soon, but he does have a little one right there, so we'll see how that goes. Some more cilantro right there, and then we finally have the replacements of our silver slicing cucumbers over here, and they are starting to get big enough to put them on the trellis, which I will do right now. Just gently pull them through, and then I will probably put a little tie on them later, so that way they stay if the wind blows. And then this guy is even looking really good over here. So we're about to be smothered in cucumbers. And then I'm letting the third one grow up this tomato trellis. That's what I'm gonna let it do. These have been really great. They do take a lot longer to ripen, but they've produced quite a bit. And they actually taste really good. So that's exciting. And that is the Brad's Atomic Grape tomato. Okay, this bed right here is gonna look completely different next week. So I'm pulling out all of these zinnias to make air and space and room for everything that's growing, okay? So this zinnia will go, this zinnia will go, and then it'll give more room for, let me show you, my melons. Isn't that exciting? Look at that. It's so exciting. I can't wait for that guy. So that's really exciting. We got an awesome melon growing. This melon has just taken off and taken over the trellis, which I'm okay with, which is another reason why I want to get the zinnias out, so that way I can make sure that I can trellis all of this with the vine. So that's what's happening, and all I'm doing is just working on weaving this through like almost every section of this, so that way we are getting the most out of this trellis and the harvest. So that's all I'm really doing. And then I'm probably gonna let this one go, but I am trimming or pruning back the melons too. So letting them initially go and then kind of trimming back as necessary, so that way it doesn't get too out of hand. And then we have the orange and yellow bell peppers down here. So we got a bell pepper right there. We got another one right there. I don't think we got some small ones right there. The basil is really struggling right now. And then we have another one, as a bee buzzes around my head. Another one right here, which I don't think has any quite yet, but it's looking a lot healthier than it was. And I think once we get these zinnias out, it'll really help too. And just keep the crowding away. And then this bed right here is another melon bed, but this is my Kajari Melon Bed. So this bed so the one I just showed you was the Minnesota Midget Melon. This one is a Kajari melon. It's another personal sized melon. So all these zinnias will come out, so that way we have more space and more air in here, especially for the peppers. And this Kajari melon is just taking off right now. Over the past like week or so, he is just like jammed. So and I just keep trellising him up and like moving him through, but it'll be a lot easier once these zinnias are out of the way for this guy to keep trellising himself. And all I do is just kind of like put a leaf through here and then wrap. I'll show you in just a second. Trying my best to wrap this tendrils around so that way they know what to grab onto. So these zinnias will go. I'll put some brighter ones in if I have the room on this area. We have some bell peppers in here. These are my red bell peppers. And these ones are starting to finally like really produce. So I think it'll help getting rid of this zinnia in here. And then we have another sun gold cherry tomato, which this guy has been crazy, and the runners got away again, or the suckers, so now it's taller than the shed. So I'll get to that at some point. I don't know when, but yeah. And they also have aphids on. All of my cherry tomatoes have aphids on them, so that's super fun. This is another Black Russian sunflower. So this one should be yellow and should open next week. And there's a bee. And as far as aphids go, aphids, some aphids. So they've taken over like these, and I'm just letting them go at this point. I'll spray like maybe once every 2 weeks, once a week, once every 2 weeks with the neem oil. But other than that, I'm trying to be as hands-off as possible and enjoy the pollinators as well. So well, that wraps up this week's garden tour. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I usually post these on Sundays. However, with nursing school, it's kind of all over the place right now. Hopefully over the next few weeks, I'll be able to get back on track. But I can't wait to see you guys next week in next week's garden tour.